Hello, hello. Welcome back, guys. All right, so this is going to be a today's topic video. It is for the 25th, and that is the 25th of May. Man, moving fast. Knight of Pentacles starts us out. I say moving fast, and this card is like, nah, moving slow, like a turtle. That Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight. We have somebody that's we'll say put up a pretty elaborate set of dominoes, and as those dominoes are all falling just as they should, falling right into place, she continues to work steadily on something. It is not time to abandon an idea or a project. It is not time to jump ship. It's not time to make a big change. It says stay the course. On the 25th, maybe somebody was going to be tempted. Maybe a feminine was going to be tempted to just like, you know what, never mind. I'm just not even going to do this anymore. And this is, no, keep moving forward. In fact, she may feel like she's been just plugging along for such a long time and not really seeing a whole lot of success. But instead of giving up, especially after you poured so much into it, it says just keep going. You may reach a sudden precipice, a sudden moment if you push on through. It almost feels like somebody's about to quit something that they're so close to being done with anyway, but they haven't seen results. And then instead, if they just keep going, they're suddenly going to see the whole vista. They're going to suddenly have this huge, like, wow, I can't believe it's such a good thing that I continued on just that last little bit of time. This is somebody who's been working diligently to build. They've been working toward like a dream. They've been working towards something that they really have wanted in their life. This would not be someone who's been like, oh, I'm going to stay in a really bad relationship that makes me really unhappy, and you know what, maybe at some point I'll be happy. No, this is something, that a character has really poured themselves and their energy into. That's a very positive, growth pattern in their life. We have a Knight of Cups also. Okay, so huge growth, positive growth. And now when we get to that Knight of Cups, we've got this energy of, at last, I can go ahead and I can, be enjoying this process now. Even, I almost think that it's been Groundhog Day for this feminine. Maybe she's wondering, is this all life is going to be, is work, work, work? I'm not even sure if I want to keep doing so much of this hard work. Maybe I need a break. Maybe I should, call out. And instead, it feels like she just goes ahead and pushes on through. This could be somebody that walks into her life, and maybe she needed to be there at the right place at the right time. Let me put it this way. It's definitely a story of somebody's getting a reward for not giving up. They're having a new opportunity in their life and a gift from the divine. I mean, we have the rainbow light shining down. We have the rainbow here. She's like crossing the finish line without even knowing it. We've got the angels here. I feel like there is such a beautiful reward on the horizon for our character. It just looks awesome. We have a Six of Swords upright. That Six of Swords is all about, I can't believe this. All of the tension is let up. I'm moving into calmer waters. This is more exciting. There's something positive here that I didn't expect at all. Can we see what that is? Because I think that this character needs like something to look forward to, right? She's been working hard. She or he, this could be a masculine just as well. We don't actually read for genders. We have a Two of Swords. I don't know if we're going to be able to get too much information because it says, no, she can't see it. But again, we have the Knight of Cups. Okay. I kind of feel like love is going to walk right into her world. But it's all because she went ahead and she pushed on through, and maybe she's like, oh man, I guess I'll pick up the extra shift. I know the boss really needs help. Man, I work extra all the time. I was fine. I'll do it. No, I won't beg off. I won't, say no, I can't, even though I feel like she was about ready to. She might have even been thinking, I don't even know if I want to work here anymore. And then a new person gets hired and it's the love of her life. Or, just that customer comes in and the only reason she meets him is because she was there. And it's like, oh my God, I was this close to not being here. I was so close to going home early. I was so close to not agreeing to work late today. I didn't even want to, but what a reward for the fact that I did, because now I met you. You know, that's what this is feeling like. Sometimes we've got to be in the right place at the right time. This could be, I mean, it's so crazy, but this could be like one of those scenarios where it's not just the love of her life. It could be like somebody famous walks in and it's like, I wasn't even supposed to be working that night, but you know, I was, and then that's the serendipitous way that I met someone. We've got this Four of Swords. I feel like she's been burying her head in work for a long time, and that is the way she was healing herself. And I think that the other part of this reward is that she's actually healed. She's been working really, really hard. Maybe she's one of those kinesthetic healers, you know, she needs to keep her mind off stuff. Sometimes the act of, you know, just how she's scrubbing turtles. And it's like, you know, sometimes when you get upset, you know, you want to go clean something, because it's like a metaphor. It's like, I can't clean the energy inside my head and scrub it out. I can't scrub out my memories that are upsetting me, but I can physically be active and I can scrub down something in my house. And then I feel like that got clean, you know? And I'm wondering if that's kind of the way she's had to do things to help herself to heal. Maybe that's why she's been working so monotonously, so consistently, you know, over and over again. But it really just looks like she's in such a great place to meet somebody or to have this reward come in. Seven of Pentacles. It's harvest time. So this feminine who's worked so hard is about to have a really lovely surprise. Tell me about him. He comes in here as that Knight of Cups. We have a Five of Pentacles. We have a Page of Wands in the reverse. I said, tell me about him. And it's crazy because he comes in really lovely, but it says he's had a very lonely, desolate time himself. A time period in his life where he hasn't had a whole lot of excitement. He hasn't had a whole lot to look forward to. Even if this is somebody who has like a lot of wealth, a lot of affluency in his life, he really hasn't enjoyed it or used it. Certainly not recently. I feel like he's been extremely lonely. Are you accidentally popping into her life? Is this a story of a serendipitous, you know, these two didn't expect to meet? Maybe neither of them expected to meet? Because I've got this impression that she's like working extra hours and he's like from out of town. He's exploring, he's traveling. You see him as this backpacker, you know, coming to town, hiking. I'm not saying that he hiked his way into town. I'm just saying maybe he's, you know, in her area as a tourist, as a visitor. We have a Ten of Cups. I would definitely say that it is very serendipitous that they meet each other at all. Again, we have that rainbow. There's something about the rainbow bringing them into each other's worlds. There's something about like it was just the right time. These two are meeting each other at the right time at the right place. That great song by The Voids, all of their songs are great, but that one, Wink, I was driving through the rainbow's arc. That song is in my head right now. It's a really fun song. We have got this Eight of Wands. It's the wind of fortune has blown them into each other's worlds. Again, it was not expected for these two to meet, or they didn't expect it, but the universe, I think, has been on their side, being like, look, these are two great people. They need to encounter each other. That Eight of Wands is her having to take action, do something. It could be a very windy day when they meet, by the way. She could have long, wavy hair or curly hair that she tries really hard to get the waves to be very, you know, smooth and behaving. And there could be a windy day and her hair is much more poofy, and that could be something else that is just perfect. You know, it's like, it's the right day, the right time. And I say that because here she is, hair all slicked back and everything is like perfectly ordered. But over here it says, no, this isn't going to be a perfectly ordered day after all. It's going to be a day of a surprise. So I think on the 25th, it's a wonderful day for a surprise for both of them, right? he's over here with that. Maybe he didn't expect to meet somebody that he would feel so drawn to, his 10 of cups, the love of his life. He thought he was just kind of lonely and disgruntled where he was, so he took a little trip. He ends up in her world, and it's like, oh my God, something called me to this place, and it wasn't just a random, wild hare that I wanted to go hiking in some particular area. I keep feeling like she's I don't know. I feel like she works at a restaurant or something. Maybe she's a waitress, or maybe she doesn't have to be doing physical work that she gets paid for either. This could be her just like working outside in her yard, and he happens to be, walking by or something. But he's going to realize really swiftly also, this happened for a reason. I love the fact that the wind, there's something about the wind that brings them together, because we have wind that's blowing the little wish puffers off here as well. So it could be a nice windy day, and it's just go with the winds of fortune, because it's a very fortuitous day. The 525 is a very fortuitous day. Is there anything else, universe, for these characters to be mindful of? Queen of Pentacles. It's an earthy day. It's a day to listen to instinct. It's a day to invest in things that like matter, but it's also a day to like maybe be more at one with nature. The 25th could be a really good day for characters to get outdoors a little bit more, spend some time with green things, plants, pause and smell flowers that are in bloom. Don't just walk by them, because that's, all those things are there for our senses, for our enjoyment. But definitely in the realm of the divine feminine, it says, keep investing. Divine feminine, always invest in yourself, but also know that you have so much to offer. But it really feels like a day to be super earthy. And is there a final message we'll say for him? Page of Cups. Again, if there's somebody that you feel like talking to, make sure that it's a real conversation. Make eye contact. Have a prolonged, conversation, and say things that are real. If you're going to talk to anybody at all, hopefully, you say something that is legitimate. You say something that means something. You tell them true things, and that you're equally as good a listener as a talker. This is the beginning of something new. I love this. There's a huge sense of like characters being super present, as it turns out. The winds push them together, and then they're very present with each other. This is an exciting storyline. This is like the first day of the rest of these characters' lives. This is exactly what needed to happen. They needed to meet each other. All right, let's go ahead and pull a card for someone whose birthday would be on the 25th. We've got the sun. All right, so that is a beautiful message to start out with the next, chapter of one's life, the next upcoming year. The sun is saying it could be a year of clarity, of laughter, of love. The color yellow, the flowers, rudbeckias or sunflowers, could be really important. We have Man of Wands, which is the King of Wands in any other deck. And this is very timely, because this is like in the next 6 months of the year, which is still Year of the Serpent. It says, I feel like when it comes to love, or when it feels like matters of the heart, I think our character is going to be more bold. And I think that so too is a love interest, or let's just say, it doesn't have to be a romantic love interest, but let's just say somebody that we love. They're just as outspoken. As we can see, he's like flagging somebody down, like, hey, this just feels really nice. It feels really like there's a closeness here. There's a love story here, and it's very clear, and it's very if characters are direct with each other and kind, it says that is really very reciprocated, but it's going to be super obvious. We may have a divine masculine, maybe somebody who's like a silver fox. He's got kind of salt and pepper hair, and maybe he's been trying to catch our character's attention for a long time. And it's like, okay, I'm noticing him now. I am noticing. It just looks like the second half of this year is going to be particularly warm, fun, loving. Could be some campfires. Could also be some like memorials or in loving memory of, just because we actually do see some grave sites back there. There could be, an important like ancestor to honor in the second half of the year as well. It could be long ago ancestor. Sometimes just seeing a headstone like that just reminds us that many humans walked before we did, and those are all our ancestors. So it could be just like the guides are really communicative during this next chapter of our character's life. But the last thing I had wanted to say, and now it just went out of my head, but it was something that I really wanted to make sure that I said. Something about the barbecue. I don't know, other than, as Smokey the Bear says, only you can prevent forest fires. So be careful with fire. Fire is so great. It's warm, it's wonderful, it's bright, but be mindful to, take good care of fire and don't let it get out of hand. So I don't know. It's just something about like personal responsibility about not letting things get out of hand. All right, I'm going to leave that there. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. It's great to see you. Just so you guys know, on Monday, when it's officially Monday, that will be in the United States, that's Memorial Day. So it's one of our holidays. And so I've decided that we would celebrate that by, I'll be going live and doing some card pulls for subscribers. I'll do private sessions for members also on both channels. So if you're a member, you get kind of a multitude of different opportunities to maybe get a card pull. If you are a subscriber, though, you'll get chances too. If you're a subscriber to both channels, then again, you can be live in those sessions with me on both channels also. So anyway, guys, just wanted to let you know, and thank you so much. All right.